Hey guys, welcome back to my Sims 4 Magic Realms speed build, school build. This was such a hard thing to do, but I had so much fun building it. Today I'm actually working on the Sage's offices for this one. In this one, so this is Morgan's main office. He is, Sage of the Untamed Arts, and I kind of figured that the Untamed Arts is kind of the big one. The big one. It's the big magical kind of like stuff that you would learn after you get through practical and mischief, and like you can start like learning untamed magic if you're good enough and if you got the potential beforehand, but also you have to go through the other two schools first in order to get access to the untamed arts. And I was making, because this was a very red office, there's like this weird gold and red motif for Morgan, and I don't know if it's because of his cheese hair, as everyone keeps calling it, or the fact that he's got the red coat. But it was just like there was a lot of red and gold, and I just kind of saw this like black, gold, red kind of combo for Morgan's kind of office. And it was going to be like a huge office at first, but I shrunk it down and turned it into a bedroom and a bathroom, so I had like enough space just so I could have him somewhere where he could sleep, because I'm pretty sure these sages live in this school, but you just don't see them like doing anything else. You just kind of see them you see them wandering around the school. You never see them outside. Well, actually, I've seen Simeon outside of the school, wandering around Glimmerbrook in the freezing cold, being a hobo wizard. But that's about it, really. So I kind of like make this big like bedroom off to one side, and then like a small bathroom on the other side. But then the big doors going into the office. And I had a lot of fun doing this. And this actually, I think it fits his personality very well when I finished sort of looking over it. And I thought it looks pretty good overall. So if you guys don't know who Morgan is the Sage of the Untamed Stars. We saw him in the first trailer where he looked kind of sad and angry, and then found the door, met the weird green witch lady who was like, I will teach you everything. He kind of exploded in the trailer. He also screamed at the moon, which, apparently is a thing, and flew off, and then we didn't see him after, but that was like the first announcement of the Realm of Magic trailer. Then we actually got to hear Morgan's voice in the second trailer, because he was narrating it and explaining what like all the magic's all about. Like, hey, I'm the Sage of the Untamed Arts. Here's the other two sages. They look nothing like they will in the game, but that's just because EA does that. And it was a very interesting voice they gave Morgan in the trailer. I actually quite liked it. I listened to that trailer several times, actually, because I was like, Morgan's voice is just, it's good. It's a good voice. It's a good voice. But you can see, like, a very large difference in between the Morgan we saw in the first trailer and the Morgan we saw in the second trailer. And I kind of wanted this office to reflect the Morgan in the second trailer. The vanity is there because, aside from we know that Morgan has kind of a gender non-conforming sort of approach to fashion, because his formal wear is a dress that, he can pull it off, but because of the chest window, it's not really leaving much to the imagination. I think a nice suit probably looks a bit better on him, but the dress does work. He's got the frame for the dress. And, the vanity table I figured might actually belong to the last Sage, but he kind of kept it there as a memento, and also because where else was he going to put it? Because Elphaba's already got a vanity of her own. And I just thought of making, like, so there was a lot of space for this, like, one, but I wanted it to look very, like, it's a very nice one. I got to use the new bed, which I absolutely love, with that glass canopy. I think that looks absolutely great. Putting more of these vampire things up on here. And one thing I absolutely loved was using some of these, like, I just love these vampire portraits. They look so well. And you can see my Sammy B custom content portrait, because technically you do need vampires to utilize it. But I thought it was such a great little memento to have, at least in my series, that is. And I put in some of the like decorations for the from The Sims for vampires into the room. I think I do get rid of that vase. And I put that chest in there. Maybe there's like stuff in there, trinkets and stuff. The little globe, and it looks pretty good. Like the bedroom looks quite nice. It's very kind of, there's a lot of red and gold to it, but I think it suits Morgan's personality so well. And Morgan's personality, from what we've seen in the trailer, and somehow what I've ended up portraying him as, is like he's very confident in himself. Untamed Art seems to like, there seems to be like a boost to your confidence, like when you can use that kind of magic. Because you do have a lot of control. Like you can set things on fire, you can electrocute people. I'm pretty sure you can kill people with that, as well as bring them back to life. So he's kind of got like a very, like, it's a very powerful like school of magic that I think he got access to. And then this sort of display was great because I put there because he's got that special one, and I thought that red crystal broom was absolutely perfect for Morgan. I thought that would be like good on the wall because he doesn't use a broom, but having it on the wall as a display would actually be really good. Then I put some shells in because I was going to put potion bottles down as well, and I put the wand of the Sylvanwood in the display case as well because it adds like to them. It looked very good, but I do know that if you plop this down, students are going to steal all the potions off the shelves, because they did in my series, and I'm still super mad that they stole all my potions. It's like, come on guys. Come on guys. I wish there was a way you could turn like these kind of consumable debug items into like static clutter so people couldn't steal them. I wish that was a way we could do that, because then you could like have things where it's like, oh, you could have like, you know, potions that you can just keep on the shelves as purely decorations, or ones that you can actually just use as props and items and consumables. I feel like that would work a little bit better, but for some reason it's just kind of annoying that we didn't get to, you know, that we couldn't actively like just keep them on the shelves for display because they just kept getting taken down. But I was talking about Morgan's personality, and I think the office reflects the personality really well. I was trying to put the statue on the thing, but on the table, but it didn't really work, so I ended up going with an island living statue for that. But comes off as very confident, and the confidence is key, and I quite like it a lot. But there's also something like, we don't really know much about Morgan, and we also want to know what on earth happened to that lady from the first trailer who trained him and like gave him like all this magic and stuff. And it's like, well, what happened to her? Did she die? Did she leave? Did she fall in love and get married and give up her sage status, which, you know, is a thing in the game? Or did Morgan maybe do away with her? Did he sneak into her room one night and just go, bam, you are dead now. Now I am the next sage. You know, is he secretly evil, or is he actually, you know, a sweetie pie? I see him, for some reason, as a very dominant kind of sim, but that might be because he flirted with Emrys beforehand without me doing anything. But it also might be something I just saw. It might be the personality of the trailer. I can just see that he's very, like, kind of a dominant kind of sim, dominant kind of person. You know, the kind of one I'm talking about, where it's like, how do I explain it? It's kind of hard to explain, but this very dominant personality trait to Morgan that I see, and I can kind of, like, I think that's just, like, part of the charm of him, I guess. I mean, I love Morgan. I think he's great. He's become one of my favorite EA townies that the devs have made. Aside from Makoa and Caleb, you know, are my absolute babes as well. Makoa because he's the gorgeous Polynesian island boy, and Caleb because, you know, cute broody vampire. You know, it's great. I know people ship Caleb and Morgan already. The amount, like, I think Reddit has already done that, Tumblr's already done that, but Tumblr were going to do that from the start anyway. And I'd have done it in my own save, but Caleb's kind of, you know, got Sammy B's hearts, like, clenched in his fist, so I don't want to break that beautiful ship up yet. Yeah, but as you can see, the office is coming along really, really nicely. I absolutely love this office. I should have saved that as a room. I might jump into that save and save it as a room and put it up on the room as, like, on the gallery as, like, an individual room build as well, because it's just so nice. It's so nice. The potion bottles, the display of potion bottles and the broom and the wand, the little kraken, like, tentacle figures, like, statues, it kind of cements the kind of, like, sort of power and prestige the Untamed Arts have, and also the power and prestige that Morgan has as a sim as well as a person, and I absolutely love him. Although I will say this, devs, you put so much effort into his everyday outfit and his formal wear by giving him that dress, and then you just did not put any effort into his other outfits. Oh, you also put effort into his cold weather one because you gave him that, just like the purple number of the red coat, sweater, But come on, guys, you could have at least put some effort into his other outfits, because for one thing, his hair is so short, so he shouldn't have a huge ass man bun. And also, like, the hat's cute on the hot swimwear gear, but it's just the outfits just didn't look right? The rest of the outfits did not look right. So I was just like, okay, I had a lot of work to do when I redesigned it. Of course, my Alpha Morgan is great. I might actually just not CC up regular Morgan, but like actual Max's Morgan, I might just switch up his outfits and give him some different hairs and stuff, because like I love the cheese hair because of the bright blondness and just the soft waves on it, but the rest of his outfits need to be switched up. Maybe I keep him in the dress, maybe I don't. I'm not too sure. Pretty sure there's some other dresses that might, make him look good anyway, and flatter his very slim physique, but I don't know, I'll have to mess around with Cass for that one. And now I'm moving on to Elphaba's office. Now I was trying to separate the rooms here, because that room down there becomes a rec room for students. And there's actually 2 rec rooms on either side, and both have very different things going on in there, but I wanted to make the offices as well, because you can see like it goes from like those little fences there to full-on walls, which actually kind of worked when I looked at it. And the hallway looks super nice. You can see just how grand this place is, and I absolutely loved it. Also, kind of telling how I've got 8 minutes left of this video talking about it, and it's clearly obvious that I put way more effort into Morgan's office than I did the other 2. You can just tell. I mean, Elphaba had a very pink and white motif to it, and like for Simeon, I went with very simple kind of things. He is the hobo wizard, after all, so I figured he wouldn't like care too much for fancy office decorations. I do give him plants though, so which is always nice. And Elphaba gets nicer. She gets some nice like white and pink. She's kind of very Umbridge-y, but she sounds like she can also be, and excuse my language here, a total bitch when she wants to. That's kind of how I imagined Elphaba, because she's the sage of mischief magic as well. So I imagine that she'll use her mischief magic to either irritate people or to get revenge on people. I can totally see her turning someone into like a fruit bowl because they annoyed her. It's just like, or just like if her students annoy her to the point that, she's just like, she turns them into a bunny object, and it's just like, cool, you're getting a timeout for like 4 hours. I mean, the live stream, they did turn Morgan into a fish, which was unfortunate. And it's like, why would you do that to him? He's a precious little bean. Precious little bean who can kill you with a spell. But I went with the Get Famous bed for Elphaba. Like that pink and gold and white collar combo I absolutely adored, and I was like, this is very Elphaba, because I gave her this, like, she's very pink and white, she loves all these like nice bright colours, but like it kind of reflects like she's got such a sweet nature, but she's kind of devious underneath and mischievous, and will like kind of destroy you if she wants to. I thought that'd be kind of cool, and I gave her like an ensuite to the bedroom as well, which should discourage people from hopefully going into that room, but we don't know how Sims will act when they get into this lot. I know that I have playtested it. I did have Morgan Clone walk around, and he seemed alright walking around. So the build does work. I gave her the pink carpeting. I don't use the pink carpeting a lot, but the pink walls and carpet with the white paneling, I actually quite like that. It suits the motif for Elphaba, that she's very sweet, very nice, kind of devious, but the pink and the white, it's like the Umbridge effect, Umbridge from Harry Potter, she wears pink, she likes cats, she's got plates on her walls of various different kinds of kittens and stuff, but she will absolutely make your life hell with her sweetness. That's kind of the idea I was going for, more so, and I'm not sure what the devs intended with Elphaba initially. She is like the Mischief Sage, but is she a new Mischief Sage, or did she replace the old one? Because you can see kind of like they kind of had the same idea for her, the pink hair and like the kind of pale skin, but she just turned out so different. And I just kind of want to know why on earth the devs kept Morgan the same, but Elphaba and Simeon just stayed very, very different. I'm not too sure. I did give her a very light, bright office, very lots of whites and wooden floors, and I gave her the special, the new Realm of Magic fireplace. There's one thing this place has, it's tons of fireplaces and tons of bookcases, because there was just so many, so I was just like, bookcases everywhere. This is meant to be a magic school. They have books everywhere for everything. They even have like several copies of certain tomes. They just have like a whole archive full of books everywhere. But I gave them all the same kind of table and desk. like desk and chair. That's what I meant to say. Because it worked quite well. I did give her the frog. I gave her the little heart frog, and I was like, that's cute. And then the little sugar skull as well, because it emphasizes the mischievousness, I kind of think. But I absolutely enjoyed how I made the office. I gave her all the white and bright motifs for her. Simeon got very dark greens and browns and very kind of warm, earthy colors, because I kind of see Simeon as a hobo wizard. I mean, let's face it, the Simeon we got in the game is not that great. You put some CC on him and he turns out pretty good and actually like a hobo wizard. But the original dude from the trailer, we should have got him because he is absolutely, amazing to look at. He looks like the kind of, sage wizard who'd be kind of tough on you, but he knows what's best for you and he wants you to do your absolute best because he knows your potential is there and he wants to, bring it out of you. That kind of thing. Morgan, however, is more of a case of you do your best, he'd either yell at you for getting it wrong, or he'll try and sneak a kiss in if you do it right. But that's just because of how my series is going in the game. I mean, my plotline for Realm of Magic has changed slightly. It was going to be a different kind of confrontation between Morgan and Emrys, but it changed to the what happened in Part 8, where everything happened in Sulani. Because honestly, Sulani, I absolutely love that world. The game pack's okay. The expansion pack is not a game pack. It should have been a game pack, probably. But the expansion pack's okay, but the world is absolutely gorgeous, and I absolutely love Sulani. And just makes me wish that I could go to those kind of places, because I've never been to tropical islands. I've never been to Hawaii. I've never been to Samoa. The only time I've ever left the UK is to go to France or to Germany for school. And that's, kind of takes the fun out of going on a holiday if you have to go with your classmates. Honestly, but that was actually a good decade ago as well. I haven't actually been out of the country since I still had a child's passport, I think. So yeah, it's been a long time. I'm sorry, I've just been distracted by this very incredibly cute little fluffy doggo who's out on a walk with his owner, because I can see, it's so cute, it's a little black pommy, and it's it's so cute. But, as you can see, back to this, I've given a lot of green and earthy tones and wooden tones for Simeon's office. I kind of like this idea that because he does practical magic, he likes practicality. He likes growing plants. He's got little succulents on the walls and stuff, but he's very he likes his place to be simple. He doesn't want all the fancy stuff like Morgan has. He doesn't kind of want, to make a statement like Elphaba does. He's just what, I just want nice practical office. I'm just going to have, nice wooden walls. I'm just going to have some bookcases, some chairs, some plants, my desk, the fireplace, and I'll also I did put a cauldron in there, so I put a cauldron in there as well, because I figured that maybe if he wants to get away, but he also wants to get some potion making done, he just goes to his office and locks it, and it's just cool, now no one can disturb me. Until the students all start coming in and dueling in the classrooms like they did in the series. I mean, I do love putting that vampire thing on the wall, the tapestry, just because it looks like it represents each of the schools, and the colour schemes all work really well. And the green one actually worked really well. And I think Simeon's office is actually pretty nice. I enjoyed building it because it looks like there's just something nice and simple about it. And then putting in a little changing the swatches on the cauldron, it looks so nice. And then I put in a bunch of plants as well. I just put that in just because it looks good. Just put some little hedges in, put some plants in, put some nice portraits in, and it absolutely looks incredible. And then in the next episode, I'm going to be focusing on the dorm rooms and something else. The dorm rooms and the downstairs ones. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys then. Bye bye now.